Good afternoon. Let me know who is on in the comment sections. I think I've just realized that I've gone live by public by accident, but I'll leave it as it is for now. But let me know who's on in the comment section. I'm only going to be on very, very briefly. Good afternoon. Let me know who's on. Let me know who's on in the comment section. Also send this to those, of course, in ENG. Make sure all the new souls are on, all of the new soldiers. Let's make sure that they're all on. Let me send this to a few of the other guys. Good afternoon. I can see there's some people on, but I've not seen the comments come through. Let me know that you are on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'll give it about 2 minutes before I start. Give time for people to join. Good afternoon. Let me know how your week has been going. Keep the dream alive. That's what I've titled this afternoon's scope. KTDA, which is simply keep the dream alive. Because we heard our leader, Pastor Nikki, speak on a Tuesday, and she began to tell us the new direction of how our Mondays are going to look like at ENG. Of course, what a powerful word and a powerful service from Pastor Nikki on Tuesday. Very fiery, charged up, ready to hit all targets. And then, of course, yesterday I had the opportunity to be in the Inspire service, which was also powerful. And I'm just going to be speaking about some of the things that I picked up from the Tuesday with Pastor Nikki. There was some things that Pastor Nikki spoke about. She was speaking about our 5-year plan, speaking about our 5-year mandate, what Pastor Toby has commissioned the families, and Pastor Nikki was just re-emphasizing some of those things. She began to speak about some of the things that she wants to see the elite family achieve and accomplish within the next 5 years. And the minimum that Pastor Nikki was saying to us was 10 millionaires coming out of this family. That's million pound givers. Because when we speak about being a millionaire, we're actually not speaking about somebody that has £1 million in their account, but we're referring to those that are millionaires by giving. So in the world, they actually refer to millionaires as people who have assets. But we understand that the assets that we have in this family are the assets called souls, the assets called people, the asset called our giving. So we actually measure our wealth and define our wealth by the amount of money. So when Pastor Nikki was speaking about 10 millionaires, we're actually speaking about 10 people that are given multi-millions of pounds on a yearly basis. And we spoke about 3 solid businesses within the elite family, and then a 1,000 people church. And what as a soldier, as somebody that's in the family, what I believe the job is to do is to look at those 3 things and actually begin to ask yourself, how do I contribute to making sure that the words that have been spoken come to pass? So if we're saying good afternoon, Pastor Suvian from Cameroon, good afternoon to you. I was just speaking and talking about what Pastor Nikki was speaking to us about on on Monday, on Tuesday evening, when she was actually telling us about our 5-year plan and some of the things that we're going to achieve in the next 5 years. And when PT speaking about we're going to be that the whole of Africa will know our name, the whole of Europe, and will actually create a stronghold across these continents using our businesses and co. And I was saying the job of a follower is to keenly pay attention to those instructions and begin to see how they can contribute and attribute to making sure that the words that have been spoken come to pass. So, as a pastor Tofara, I'm looking at the 1,000 people church, and I'm saying, how do I make sure that ENG is positioned correctly and making sure that they are contributing to that target? How do I, or how can my soul winning contribute to making sure that there's 3 businesses? How can my giving make me one of the 10 millionaires that need to be raised? Because, like I said, in this family, we don't acknowledge millions by money saved in an account, but we actually acknowledge somebody as a millionaire by the giving that they do. So when we're speaking about 10 millionaires, we're speaking about 10 multi-million pound givers, people that are raising resources on a monthly basis and giving, not people that are storing up wealth. That's not how we accumulate wealth here. One of the other things that I wrote from Pastor Nikki's service was Pastor Nikki was saying, light will teach you humanity and love, and darkness will teach you strength and power. And, she was saying to write those things down, because those are the things that we must know, because PT has been teaching us that actually in darkness there is wealth. And if we're going to really get into our next level of wealth, we're actually going to find it in darkness. And in looking for wealth in darkness, we will actually become a light there. So if I'm looking at an industry and I'm seeing that in this industry there is darkness, I'm seeing that people are in darkness here, it means that I must run to that industry because they are looking for a light. And I was talking about, on Monday, I was speaking about there are lights and then there is the light. So just because there is a light, so if you go into a room, until a brighter light comes, the people in there won't actually know that there was actually in seemingly darkness, because a greater light hasn't come. So when we come into those industries, we're actually coming with the light. We're actually coming to radiate an industry. So whatever you've been sent out to do, whatever industry or field that you've been sent into, you're actually going there to show people that you are the light. So when we're saying that we're going to be doing a music cipher, we're actually saying that in the music and entertainment space, there are people in darkness. There are people that are currently in darkness, and what we are about to do on a Monday evening in East London, we're actually coming with a light, because all of these people are in darkness because they're actually trying to attain something. Some of these people are depressed because they are chasing a goal, they are chasing to be something, and they don't know how to attain it. They're actually thinking that in chasing this thing that they're going to find themselves. How many people are actually trying to be successful musicians? How many people are looking at that and are banking that in trying to become that thing, they will actually find themselves? But what we're saying is that when we come to ENG on a Monday and we're hosting a music open mic, we're not just giving people a voice to perform, we're actually giving them an opportunity to see light, to recognize that actually there is something here, there is a product that we have a light, that if you can connect to this light, if you can be a part of this movement, you can actually begin to find purpose and reasoning. So the same purpose and reasoning that you are looking for in music, the same purpose and reasoning and everything that you're looking for, and you're thinking that you're going to find it in music, we're saying no, you're actually going to find it in the word. But we must actually use that lesser light. So I think what I was trying to say on Monday is, yes, I might be a trader in quote, but you see that trading that I have is a lesser light. And you see that lesser light, what I'm supposed to do with it is I'm supposed to use it as a tool. So I don't know if you ever seen the scripture. It says you will be like a sheep, or a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's like I'm using trading to mask my true light. So I will first meet these people with the lesser light called trading, and then once I'm able to introduce them to the real light, the main light, the word, introduce them to a PT. Because once I'm able to do that, I'm able to actually begin to put them on the pathway to discovering who they're supposed to be. Because you can't discover who you're supposed to be by trading. You can't discover who you're supposed to be by music. But there must be interfaces. There must be people that can interface with these people using the light that they know. So we actually can't be a group of people that are expecting people to just flock to our light. They don't understand it. So as soul winners, because when you hear scriptures like those who win souls are wise, or it is wise to win souls, and I'll find that scripture in a minute. It speaks about actually there is a thought process. So actually, you must be able to relate with those people. You must be able to use something that they know. And this is what we were saying when I was saying that when you look consistently through scriptures, you will see the relationship between Jesus and Peter. Jesus realized that what Peter knows is fishing. Peter doesn't yet know that he's going to be the rock that the whole church will be built on. What Peter knows is fishing. So what did Jesus have to do? Jesus had to come and meet him. Jesus had to use what he knew. That's why Jesus would say, for the Jews, I became a Jew to win them. So as ENG, we're saying that if we want to see people, we must use the things that they know to introduce them to what they're supposed to know. So that's why we're actually doing the Monday open mic. We're just saying we're using that as a tool. We understand that singing an open mic doesn't have the ability to give anybody power. It doesn't have the ability to actually give anybody life. I'm being told that the link's not working. Let me see. Okay. Sorry. I'm being told that this link is not working. Let me just bear with me. Let me just fix. Let me just fix this. Sorry, bear with me. Because I'm being told that the link is not working. And sorry. Give me a few seconds. Sorry. The link. Pastor Ryan, are you sure? Just confirm that you can all hear me. I've just got a message saying that they can't see good. Yeah. So I'll just continue where I was saying. I was saying that we're actually using the tools we're using, the communities, the initiatives we're using is just a lesser light. It's a lesser light that we're using to relate and actually interface with people. So I wrote something that I was listening to yesterday, and I wrote the solution for the complaint you have today is hidden in the mobilization that you are refusing to pick up. And I thought that really stood out to me. So I'll read that one more time. The solution for the complaint you have today is hidden, or complaint or problem. So let me just change complaint with problem. The solution for the problem you have today is hidden in the mobilization that you are refusing to pick up. Because if we're saying that, if the problem is that we don't have enough people in ENG, but the solution for that is hidden in the mobilization that I'm not picking up. Does that make sense? Because if I can get into that mobilization and really put full attention and energy into it, the solution, which is going to be a person, is actually hidden there. So when PT found a problem called low socio-economic backgrounds, what PT identified was the solution. Of course, the solution is the word, but the people that will become the banners. As an example, the problem of Becton, right, was hidden in the mobilization of that area, so much so that he found a Pastor Kevin as an example and was able to save that area. So the problem of North London at the time was found in the mobilization in that area, which found the Pastor Nicky, and the Pastor Nicky was able to now start changing lives of people in that area. I hope that makes sense. So actually, what we're supposed to do is to actually intensify our mobilization, because in the intensity of our mobilization and winning people, we will actually find the answers. We will actually find the people that we're supposed to be working with, the people that will bring the 100 people, the people that will bring the 1,000, our businesses. So even if we're looking at our business today and we're wondering how are we going to take our business to the next level, it's actually hidden in the mobilization that we are refusing to pick up. And Pastor Nikki was on a 9 a.m. and she was actually breaking out something. Look, if XYZ person was doing this without all the people, will it still be as successful? And the answer is probably going to be no. Because what happens is as we all hear the word and we all agree on what the word is saying, we're actually able to fulfill the word better. We're actually able to reach targets quicker. So I just thought it'd be important for me to actually say that is the solution for the problem you have today is hidden in the mobilization you are refusing to pick up. You see, in the mobilization called 11111, there is actually a solution for some of the problems you have. If you can pick up that mobilization and say, no, I'm actually going to be, no, whether everybody does it or doesn't do it, whether everybody puts their attention to it or don't do it, I am actually going to pick up that mobilization because there is a problem that I have. And if I can answer this, if I can pick up this mobilization, I will find the solution. You see, the problem called creating the world's greatest and most richest family is hidden in the mobilizations that PT has given us. When PT is saying, build a 1,000 people church, that mobilization is supposed to actually get us into the problem called the biggest, most influential family. So maybe in your industry, maybe you're looking at your industry now. Maybe it's the music industry. Maybe it's the tech industry. Maybe it's the finance industry, and you're looking at the problems there. But what the word is saying, that there is a wisdom that you will find in the mobilization that I've given you. It's not going to be from the research that you do, and research is important. It's important because we must be skilled in everything we do, but there is something far greater than research. There is something far greater than strategy. It's called getting involved in the mobilization in front of you. So I'm now looking at my life and saying, okay, if I have this problem, the only way I can solve this problem is by getting into the mobilization I've been given. If I've been given an ENG and I've been told, make this into 100 people church, everything that I am looking for in life is hidden in that mobilization. But the question is, will I pick it up? Or am I just going to be someone that sits around and waits for other people to do it? So when Apostle Nikki's saying that in the next 5 years we're gonna have 10 millionaire givers, you see that thing is hidden in the 111 target. So 11111, which is the 1,100,000, 100. You know what I'm saying? It's that is hidden in the mobilization we've been given, the 1111 mobilization. That's where the millionaire status is hidden in. But the question is just going to be, are you going to pick it up? And then the other thing that I wrote here is, do I have the capacity for the office that I have been given? Because yes, we've been given titles, yes, we've been given offices that we are in charge of, but what we're actually now supposed to do is build or grow in capacity so we can fully carry the offices that we've been given. So yes, I'm the leader of ENG, I've been named the leader of ENG, but what I'm now supposed to do, I'm now supposed to prove through my mobilization that I have the capacity, I have the firepower to actually carry this office. And I think we was using Pastor Sam as the example. We're saying yes, he was named the senior pastor, but over the last few months, we're really beginning to see, because we've just seen somebody grow in capacity, and that's what the word is asking for every single one of us. Can you now grow in capacity so you can actually fully fulfill the office that you've been given? So those were some of the things that I've come on to speak to you all this afternoon, and simply just to mobilize us all for our Monday service. You know, this Monday service, it cannot be the same as last week. I read a scripture and it was saying, "Behold, I'm about to do a new thing." And we were saying what God is about to do through ENG is a new thing. So that means that the numbers that we're seeing this Monday has to be a new number. It can't be the same number that we've been seeing. We need to see new faces. And the only people that are going to make that happen is you and I. It's going to be whether we decide to actually take those words in and begin to fulfill the mandate that we've been given. Because we have the word, we have the capability. Now the question is, are we going to put the word into practice? That's the question that Monday is actually asking us all, is, are you willing to put the word into practice? Are you willing to put the mobilization into practice? Good afternoon, Pastor Genevieve. Good afternoon, Pastor Stephen. So that's all I've come to. I've just come online this afternoon to mobilize you very, very quickly, very briefly even, and just remind us of the things that we said that we're going to achieve. So this Monday, we want to make sure we see 50 souls, because we're just saying that there is a boat called music. And I was explaining this on Monday. I was saying what Jesus was doing was he was finding he found a Peter. Peter had something that he was doing, and he was entering the boat of Peter, and he was actually showing Peter, look, yes, you're a fisherman, but I want to make you a fisher of men. So if we're now looking at the music industry, we're saying, okay, yes, there's people in the music industry. We're now saying as ENG, we represent the word, and we're actually now coming to that industry to fish for men hidden there, because we don't know where the next soldier is hidden. We're actually saying that we're willing to do all it takes. So our Mondays have now just become Keep the Dream Alive campaigns. PT has made it clear what he wants to do next year. He's made it clear that he wants to tour all the different areas of London, from north, east, south to west. And we're just saying as ENG, we are a response to the word that he's preached. We're saying that when PT comes to East London, we will make sure that there is 5,000 people available. Why? Because we're already starting the necessary legwork. We're saying that, okay, for those that have a dream called music, because when we're saying keep the dream alive, we're saying that there is people that are dreaming to be musicians. There are people that are dreaming to be footballers. There are people that are dreaming to be traders. And that dream looks like it's beginning to dwindle because of the circumstance, because of the environment that they've grown up in. But we're saying that we're coming with something. We're coming with a light. We're coming with the light called the word. And what this light is to do is to keep the dream alive. so people won't give up on the things that they are wishing to do. I was in class just a minute ago because I'm at uni, and I was asking somebody, what is your dream? And they was beginning to tell me the things. When I was growing up, I wanted to do this, X, Y, Z. And I just thought, imagine this is somebody that has now lost the ability to dream. They're now looking at their dream as too far fetched. So, what our job is to do in these places is to begin to show a light that you can still become. It's not too late. Your circumstances don't matter. There is a man called PT that is coming, a light bearer, the man that has the keys to any industry, man that has the key to unlock the dreamer that is hidden inside of you, because all of us are dreamers. But what's happened is, because of society, because of the problems we face, because of the darkness we've encountered, we've actually hidden we've actually hidden all of the dreams that we have. My classmates, they're just outside listening to the word. Uh, what, what an interesting time. So yeah, I was just saying, because I was saying on Monday, is that the greatness that we're all looking for is already inside of us, but the issue is that can we access it? And what happens is, as a PT begins to preach, as the word begins to come out, we begin to get closer to that original dreamer, the original greatness that PT had in store for us. So I'm just excited for this next phase of ENG, the next level of growth, the next level of soul winning, the next level of resource. I'm even saying that by February, March, I actually want to see ENG become a £10,000 giving community. I was looking at Monday's giving. I saw £11, and I was thinking no, but I just realized that what a PT did when he saw that, he just sat with the word and began to preach life into it. So I'm actually saying that ENG should be an 11K contributing community unit by this time, not by this time next year, but by next year. And what's going to make that happen is just going to be the word, simply the word. So by me coming on here and preaching and beginning to set vision, not being afraid at or looking at what I can see, because when you're in darkness, what the job to do when you find darkness is to preach life, is to preach the word. Keep preaching the word, so much so that that environment begins to change, because you see, environments, they only conform to the word that they are hearing. So if you grow up in poverty, you will conform to the words of poverty. But if somebody now begins to go into an area where poverty is reigning and begins to speak wealth and begins to speak possibility, begins to speak life, what will begin to happen is people will begin to start conforming to the new word. Because what separates a Mayfair to a Hackney is word. In Mayfair, they just believe that they are wealthy there. Of course, yes, they've got their nice houses and whatever, but before it was that, somebody had a vision. When Pisan came to ENG, he was talking about Dubai. He was saying Dubai was just sand, nothing but sand. But somebody began to dream and began to speak vision, began to say that this is going to be the tourist point, that every single person will actually decide that this is where I need to be. And they began to speak. They created Vision 2030. And as they began to speak life, they began to now come up with Riyadh season. Riyadh season came from Vision 2030, something that MBS, or the ruler at the time, said that this is what Dubai is going to be, because Dubai was just a religious country. But they began to say, no, I want to change this country into the tourist attraction, that all the billionaires will come here. And how did that happen? They began to create Vision 2030 and began to go around the world preaching that this is what Dubai is going to be by 2030. So what am I now doing? I'm now preaching and saying that by 2030, Hackney will be the center of tech, the center of trading, that companies won't come and look for Canary Wharf. No, they will come to a Hackney. Who will they come and meet? They will come and meet a PT. And they will come and find the best talent hidden in Hackney. That's the word, that's the light I'm beginning to preach. So I'm not looking at what it looks like now. I'm not looking at the council estates. No, I understand that there are people, and I understand there's a scripture that says was it treasure hidden in earthen vessels. I'm looking at those vessels and I understand, as I look at an Emmanuel, as I look at Delapo, as I look at Hensine, that there is wealth hidden inside these people. And Hensine and Emmanuel can actually decide that Hackney can become the center of photography. Anything to do with photography and whatever, it is the hub. So much so that a Canon, a Nikon will decide that no, we need to move our headquarters to Hackney. Have you ever wondered how certain boroughs became the home of arts and culture? It's not because that the land was arts and culture. No, somebody spoke a word into that land. Somebody spoke a word so much so that everybody began to recognize that area as the hub of arts and culture. Canary Wharf, somebody said that this was going to be the financial district. And that word became so prevalent that big banks began to move their business there. What we're just saying now is wherever we decide is going to be the next financial hub, we're going to preach so much so that banks, the likes of HSBC, Morgan Stanley will begin to withdraw from those areas and begin to move to the areas where we're saying is fruitful. Because it's the man with the word that determines where will be fruitful. So I hope you've been inspired this afternoon, this evening, this afternoon even, and you've got enough faith to actually now go out and begin to win the necessary souls that we need to win. The necessary souls. So of course, this Monday coming, let's get ready. Let's get our souls ready. The flyer will be coming out shortly. If you know somebody that's an up and coming rapper, singer, make sure you're inviting them. But yeah, I've been Pastor Tofara. I hope you've enjoyed this afternoon scope. I hope you're charged up and ready for this evening, this our Covenant Thursday service with Pastor Toby. So make sure you're ready, you're registered. Make sure your heart is ready. You're prepared to receive the word. And then, of course, this Sunday is going to be very powerful. Of course, we'll wait to hear further instructions on what Sunday will look like. And then, of course, Monday with ENG, which is going to be powerful. There's going to be a shutdown. It's going to be our statement for the next few weeks. So everyone has to make sure that they have their free this Monday. Make sure that you have your souls, because we're just saying that we're sowing the seed of our souls. We're just saying that we believe in the word that's come out. We believe in the next 5 years. We believe in the targets that we've been given, and of course, we're going to be given all throughout the next 10 days. We're looking at that target. Like I said, I'll read this quote again before I come off. So I wrote, the solution for the problem you have today is hidden in the mobilization you are refusing to pick up. Will you pick up the mobilization? Thank you. Let me know in the comment section how many people you'll be bringing on Monday. Also, let me know that you are ready for the 111. Let me know that you're ready for that. So let me see how many people you're bringing in the comment section, and then maybe 1111 also in the comment section, and then I'll leave you to get ready for Thursday service. I'll leave you to get ready for Thursday service, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Ready 10 souls for ENG Monday. I believe you, Pastor George, and I believe Pastor PT had actually said that it's going to be a crazy year for yourself because you're a soul winner, because you're an evangelist, not because you're brilliant, not because of the people that you know, not because of the connections you have, not because of the business moves that you're making, but because you're an evangelist. Why? Because God channels resources to men that are after his heart. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.